Hey 958 fans, we've got a V8 with an engine oil leak, which is sometimes pretty hard to figure out where it's coming from. So I want to cover something that makes the process a whole lot easier. And so this is a V8, and what we're going to cover here is the removal of the radiator fan shroud, which is a pretty easy process. It gives us a lot of access to help us figure out where the problem's at. So starting with a little trim panel we just took off. Next up, we're going to be taking off the intake pipes, starting with the little clamp here on the throttle body. So we're going to go double speed here. So it's just removing one hose clamp off the throttle body, and then we have some plastic pins that you need to just pull up once they're lined up properly. And so there's two on the right side, two on the left side, and once those pins are out, we can actually withdraw the entire intake, just as you saw. So next up, we've got the little plug that we're going to have here on this hose. It's one of the temperature sensors, so we've just undone that little plug. That's part of the wiring harness that actually is hooked up to the fan shroud. So we're going to be removing the top right return hose, and we don't want to drain our reservoir. And so the plan here is to use a vice grips with insulated jaws to pinch off the main hose coming out of, it comes out of the bottom of the coolant reservoir. And so that way we don't lose any of our coolant. And it's surprising how little coolant will come out removing the big return line that goes from the radiator to the thermostat housing. So got that clamped off, ready to proceed. And so taking off this return line, you just pull up, you don't have to actually remove it, but you just pull up the retaining clip, and then we have a standard spring hose clamp on the other side that goes into the thermostat housing. And so just using some hose clamp removal tools, pretty easy to take off, and we'll just loosen it and put it back onto the metal hose and let it just hang there. It's not going to go anywhere. And so we can leave that there, and now we're ready to remove this upper hose from the radiator itself, which will allow us to remove the fan shroud. So this, once the pin is pulled up, it just requires a little wiggling, a little force to slide it back out. And so once it's just about there, then we're going to undo the other side. This gives us just a little more room if that left end of it is already undone. So just using a hose removal tool, loosening up this side is not very difficult. And once it's broken free, there we go. Now we can undo everything. So we're going to pull one of them. We've got a bucket down below to capture what we lose here. So we'll pull that hose off. Now it can rotate out of the way for easier access, and we can slide the entire thing off. So seems like we are going to, in theory, you'd think you'd lose a lot of coolant. It actually isn't, which is pretty slick, that this is the amount of coolant we lose, just a tiny amount that if your coolant reservoir is already full, you can actually do this job without even topping off. And so now we're going to undo the wiring harness. So it's a simple plug with a slide catch that once you undo the little red catch, you can just pull the plug back out. And then there's three mounting points. One of them's not being used in this case because the little zip tie broke, but here are the two little retaining clasps here. So you just press something to a screwdriver or a little pick like this can open up these little jaws to let the harness out. So here's our second one down here. So it will be one zip tie plus these two little cable holders. And now the wiring harness can be moved out of the way. It can be picked up and moved over. And now our fan shroud is actually clear. We're ready to take it out. The removal of the fan shroud is really easy. There are only 2 points that it's held in to the radiator frame. And so these little tabs, there's 2 tabs, one on either side, same height, that when you push them, they are what's catching and keeping it in place. But if you just press it lightly, it'll actually allow you to slide the entire fan shroud upward. And so just using your fingers, it's not in very hard and it's easy to slide out. And so you don't need to use a screwdriver to keep it pinned. So we're going to go with our fingers to one side here, just press on that little tab, and then with the other hand pull upward, and that will get it past the little catch. And so one side gets pulled up just a little bit, and then we can move over to the other side and do the same thing where you just push it with your finger and then slide it up, and that'll allow you to dislodge the entire fan shroud. There we go. Once it's been unhooked, now it's just a matter of slinking it out. It comes out pretty straight. The driver's side, that coolant return nipple on the other side can get in the way. But now look at this. With this out of here, look at all that room. We can now actually see the front of this engine to be able to figure out what's going on. It's easy to get the belt off if we want to do that. It's easy to take pulleys off. In this case, we had a oil pressure sender that was leaking. And so here it is after the job was done, replacing the O-ring, 2 new screws, area is all cleaned up. We also had an area at the base of the timing chain cover where those 2 right-hand screws were leaking. And so adding sealant and then using some of the steel screws, which can be torqued a little firmer, they're a little more able to be torqued without breaking, we're able to seal this up. So now we're ready to put it all back together. Putting it back together is just as easy as taking it apart. Just sliding it into position, just kind of watching as the little arms go into place to make sure they all hook up in the position they're supposed to go. And it literally just drops right in, and it'll click on both sides. So it just pops right in, and that's it. It's now in. Now we can work on the harness. The harness has 3 areas to attach, and so it's got 2 cable holders on the right side that we're working on just lining up and pinching them closed. Line up this second one, pinching and close. And then we need we're just going to plug it here. So we plug this thing in, slide the little red catch to lock it, and now we need a zip tie to hold the middle of it. So just slide in a new zip tie. And then once the zip tie's in, now our wiring harness for the fan shroud has been completely installed and ready to go. And so just finalizing this zip tie. We'll cut it and then spin the part that can scrape your forearm if you're reaching in there. I always like to tuck them around the corner so they're out of the way. There we go. And checking everything, making sure we're good. We have that little harness plug there for the water hose, so let's do the water hose. The water pipe, this return pipe, we'll use some of the lubricant that's specific for the cooling system on the outside of the nipple on the radiator, as well as the inside of the hose, and then just wipe clean the thermostat inlet. And it's just a matter of lining everybody up. So do it the same way we did it, where we'll put it on the thermostat inlet first, and then when the little clip is pushed into the fitting, all I have to do is yank that pipe against the radiator and it will pop into place. And so here we go. We're going to line it up and just give it a firm pull, and it'll make a nice click when it pops in, which it has done. All set. And now it's getting the hose clamp put on. So one hose clamp, we'll use our little hose clamp pliers to put this back into place. Try and line up the clamp. It's got little marks on the hose for how far the hose has to be on the thermostat tube, as well as for where the hose clamp goes on the rubber hose itself. And so once we're lined up, we'll release it. Just check, make sure it's all centered. It's all in place. And check our little plug that was underneath. Remember, you got to plug in that temperature sender that is on that pipe. Now we can put in our intake pipes back in the same way we did it. We'll put it on the throttle body first, and then pop the edges together, and then slide the pins. I don't actually twist these. People tend to break them if you twist them. They don't need to be twisted. I've never had one fall out, so it's just good enough to poke them down into place. That will retain it just fine. No need to twist and actually lock it. So this way you don't have to worry about somebody breaking it if someone else happens to work on the car. So here they are, just pushed in together, and intake is all back. And so now we just need to put the trim panels back on after we tighten up this hose clamp. So the last hose clamp to tighten up. Make sure it stays in position. This hose clamp is kind of interesting in the way the gasket is. It does hold it in place, which is nice, so it keeps it there without rolling around the corner. And so we'll get it nice and snug. Check our fittings on everything. Looks good. And let's get our trim panels on to complete the job. There we go. This thing's ready to go. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more in our 958 garage.